Jack the Ripper, London's Phantom Killer. The streets of Whitechapel were swallowed by fog in the autumn of 1888, gaslights flickering weakly over damp cobblestones as shadows shifted along narrow alleyways. The air was thick with the stench of smoke, sweat, and poverty, carrying an unease that settled into the bones of anyone walking through the East End. In these streets, a name was whispered with terror: Jack the Ripper. Women disappeared quietly into the night, only to be found hours later mutilated, their lives stolen with precision that baffled even the most experienced detectives. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly, the canonical five, became grim symbols of a terror that gripped the city, leaving Whitechapel's residents haunted by the unseen predator who moved silently in the fog. Whitechapel itself was a maze of narrow alleys, overcrowded lodging houses, and markets teeming with desperate people. Prostitutes, often marginalized and living in extreme poverty, became the killer's victims, chosen with horrifying efficiency. Scotland Yard dispatched detectives to question locals, doctors, and butchers, chasing leads that dissolved into mist and rumor. Every step of the predator went unnoticed until the horror was revealed, and whispers of another victim passed quickly from neighbor to neighbor. The atmosphere grew tense. Even those who stayed inside could feel the predator's presence lurking in every shadow. Letters claiming to be from the Ripper began appearing in newspapers, some taunting authorities, others signed cryptically, "From Hell," containing descriptions only the murderer could know. Public fascination grew alongside fear, turning Whitechapel into a city consumed by suspense. Each alley, every darkened corner became a potential hiding place for the Phantom, and Londoners peered nervously into the fog, unsure when and where the next strike would occur. Rumors circulated of strange men moving through the streets, of medical students and butchers with odd habits, while the city's obsession with the Ripper became as intense as the terror itself. As the murders continued, the city's fear and curiosity intertwined. Like and subscribe Yahweh Stories 4 as we follow the steps of a phantom who vanished into mist, leaving Whitechapel trembling under his shadow. Each night, the streets seemed alive with the echoes of his movements, and the people of London could not escape the feeling that the darkness itself had teeth. The canonical 5 murders revealed the grim reality of Victorian society. The East End was overcrowded, impoverished, and overlooked by the wealthier districts. Women were forced into desperate measures to survive, and law enforcement struggled against a crime that they could neither predict nor fully prevent. Each murder was carried out with chilling skill, suggesting anatomical knowledge, which led some to speculate the killer was a surgeon, a butcher, or a man trained in dissection. Montague John Druitt, a barrister found dead shortly after the last canonical murder, and Aaron Kosminski, a Polish barber committed to an asylum, were among the many theories about his identity. To this day, the truth remains unknown. The infamous From Hell letter, allegedly containing a human kidney preserved in spirits, added a gruesome reality to the legend. Public fascination grew with each new detail, while Scotland Yard struggled to piece together evidence from fleeting shadows, letters, and whispers. Each murder, each rumor fed the city's obsession. Whitechapel's fog seemed alive, a shroud concealing a predator who could strike again at any moment. Jack the Ripper did more than terrorize. He exposed the vulnerability of women, the inadequacies of law enforcement, and the sensational power of the press. Whitechapel would never forget the autumn of 1888, and the world would never stop speculating about the man who vanished into mist. Shadows lengthened, gaslights flickered, and the phantom's presence lingered in memory, shaping the imagination of generations. Even today, the story grips us, a chilling reminder that darkness can move unnoticed through familiar streets. To uncover more haunting tales from history, like and subscribe Yahweh Stories 4 and step into the shadows where fear, mystery, and legend still linger.